Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I know I said that the last one was going to be the last one for a while, but I've got some extra time today, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a brief workout for you with the band and the ball today, or actually we'll start with the ball. So kind of a bonus video before we leave on our trip on Wednesday. So hope you're having a great day. Go ahead and get your equipment. Remember to get your water, stay hydrated, and also don't forget for the older population, they do recommend shoes on for safety. So if you have some indoor supportive shoes, and then we're going to be doing things chair-based today. So make sure that you have a sturdy chair to use. And as soon as you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. So we're just gonna do a couple of quick stretches here before we get going on the first of our exercises. So go ahead and just take a comfortable position in your chair. You're gonna start with feet down flat on the floor, and nice and loose, side to side. Just a couple stretches here to start out with. All right, and then just rolling those shoulders front to back. Front to back circles, big circles. Good, circling those wrists. Go ahead and relax those shoulders down away from the ears. Circle the other way. All right, now we're going to stretch the legs forward. Go ahead and just bring your toes up, reach all the way up and forward fold, just reaching down towards your toes. So going for that hamstring and calf stretch here. Good, release that out. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring knee up to chest to do our glute stretch, and then add your ankle circles there. Change direction. And switch sides. Again, just briefly warming up before we start. And change direction. Great job. All right, so one more time. Let's just do a nice big reach up. Focus on lengthening the spine. And this time we're going to lean to one side. So we're stretching the side of the body. And lean to the other side. Great work. All right, go ahead and just relax down. So again, remember to hydrate, take regular water breaks. Important even on cooler days. And we're going to start with that ball. Like I said, we're going to start with this, and we're going to start with some chest presses here. So you're just sitting comfortably in your chair. Make sure that you're always elongating your spine, engaging the abdominals, and we're going to begin with our chest presses. So you want to make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears. You're pressing in with the heels of the hands. So that bottom part of the hands. And so we're giving a great big squeeze here so that we're working right here across the chest. Squeeze it. And then we're going to just add a little march here. So we can do two things at one time. Squeeze, squeeze, good. Squeeze, good job. Really, really press as hard as you can. All right, we're going to double time the squeezes. This is going to be a little bit trickier. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to keep those squeezes going. We're going to keep the march going, but we're going out and in, out and in, out and in. One more. Squeeze, squeeze. Now up and down, up and down. Good. Up and down, up. One more time. Nice. Just hold right here. We're going to keep that march going and switch to fingertip squeezes. So go ahead and just do all 10 fingers. Of course, if you have any arthritis or any pain in your joints, don't squeeze so hard that you have any kind of joint pain. We're just working on our grip strength here. We're keeping that march going. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. As hard as you can though. Work on that grip strength. 3, 2, and 1. All right, you can go ahead and stop your march. We're going to work on just a little dexterity here. Go ahead and extend out, and we're rotating the arms. The goal being to touch the backs of the hands on the ball and, whoop, slippery, and also crossing the forearms. Good. One more each way. Nice. All right, so let's do our figure eights around the legs. For this one, you want to go as fast as you can. Change direction. Change direction again. Challenge yourself. And change direction one more time. All right, continuing on with our dexterity, we're going to move to the front of the chair. So just kind of leaning forward a little bit. We're going to be bringing the ball around behind you as fast as you can. Again, that goal is just challenge yourself, see how fast you can do it, and go the other way. Good. 2 more. All right, and then of course, one of my favorites is always the toss and catch for the hand-eye coordination. Now the extra challenge on this one is to close one eye, just one. So that's going to affect your depth perception. See if you can still do it. Then open that eye, close the other eye. And again, just challenge yourself. See how high you can toss your ball and not lose it. Don't do that. All right, open that other eye. So we're going to have both eyes open, but we're going to add the clap this time. So toss, clap before you catch. Try a double clap. And extra challenge. See if you can do a triple clap. It's quick. One more. All right, great job. Let's go ahead and do our inner thigh with this guy. So we're going to make sure that we're placing it above the knees, and we're focusing on squeezing through the adductors and the pelvic floor. And of course, we have the abs engaged here. Squeeze, squeeze, really try to squeeze as hard as you can. Good. A little bit faster, but we're still squeezing just as much. Just a little bit faster now. Squeeze, squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now squeeze and hold that last one, and standing up. So for those quadriceps, very important. Practice standing up, sitting down. The nice thing about using the ball is it's going to keep your knees in alignment. So a lot of people have trouble with the knees dropping in when they do any kind of squatting movement. So this gives you a chance to keep those knees in alignment. Little bonus inner thigh workout. Good, just one more. All right, so while we're here, let's go ahead and do our abdominal exercise. So you're going to be at the front of the chair again, just like you were earlier. Make sure that it's stable, though. Make sure that it's not going to tip forward. Very important. All right, go ahead and lengthen the spine. Pull your belly button in towards your backbone. So you're going to engage those abdominals, and we're going to start with just that lean back and up. So a couple of options here to increase the challenge. If you want to increase the challenge, you can lift the ball up overhead, or go ahead and keep it right there in front. It's up to you. Reaching up overhead is going to increase the challenge. So that's the first option. Second option is adding the knee lift. Right here. Using the abdominals to lift the leg. We're always going to keep one foot down though. We're not going to bring both feet above the floor at the same time. Just slowly lift, slowly lower. Keep breathing through it. Even though you have those abs engaged, you still have to breathe. Nice. Option 2, straighten the leg for even more challenge. Lever arm principle means that if the limbs are extended all the way out, it's going to be even more challenge. Good. Just one more like that. All right. Let's take a little break here so we can get a nice deep breath in and out before we move into our rotations for the waistline. All right. So big inhale, big exhale. And then for our rotations, make sure that you're still sitting up tall, abs engaged. You're going to lean back without resting against the back of your chair. And we're going to just begin with that side to side. Nice and slow and controlled. And then we can add that knee lift back in But this time our focus is on the waistline. Then again, if you want to make it even harder, up and over at the top, or you can just keep it to the front. So it's up to you. And once again, you have the option to extend the leg all the way out. If you want to do that extra challenge, the more extension, the more challenge. Just 2 more. All right, excellent. That is it for the ball. Go ahead and put that down. Sip of water if you need one, and we're going to switch to the band. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some work for the upper back, shoulders, and arms. We're going to do our pull aparts first. So if you have the 2 band with the handles, you can either just grab it, the handles, and an extra loop of band. There's also an option, a lot of times on these bands, there's an option to just pull through. If you want to do it that way, that's another option. Doesn't matter. You're just adjusting your length of band so you have the appropriate amount. So you're going to sit up tall, pull it apart, starting with just the horizontal pulls. Remember, you can lengthen or shorten your band as you need to. Try to mostly extend the arms. They don't have to be all the way out for this one, but you don't want to do it with a totally bent elbow either. Now, very important, keep those shoulders down. So the tendency is for the traps to want to work. This is what I don't want you to do. You want to keep them down. We don't need any more tightness in the neck. Now, I'm doing just a slight little rock back, but you don't want to really emphasize that. One more like that. Okay, take a little break, and then our next one, we're going to do a bit more shoulder emphasis. So we're going to do the one that's pulling down from the top. So go ahead and bring it up overhead. Again, good posture, and bring it down to the chest and back up. So basically the same form as before, but we're just going more of a vertical movement this time. Think of like a lat pull down that you would do on a machine, but you're just using your band. And we have a lot more shoulder emphasis on this one. Either way though, the shoulder blades are coming together behind you. Good, just one more. All right, let's do our triceps next. So go ahead and we're going to do the shortening up with the stabilizing hand, and then the working arm. You're going to have the elbow tucked in and just a slight shortening up. Again, adjust it as you need to. The goal is to completely extend the arm on this one and feel the resistance of your band. So make sure that you feel that muscle on the back of the arm, right here, tricep. Keep the shoulder down away from the ear. And of course, keep breathing. Make sure that you're not concentrating so hard that you forget to breathe. Last one. All right, great. Let's go ahead and switch. So stabilizing hand right in the middle of your band, working arm, elbow's going to stay tucked in by your side, and again, come all the way out, full extension out there without shrugging up. This is a very isolating one, just working on the back of the arm. Good. Keep breathing through it. Don't hold your breath. Just one more. All right, moving on from here, let's do our rotator cuff before we move to bringing the band under the feet. So palms are up for this one. You've got both of them. The band is shortened up either through grabbing the extra loop or pulling through like I was demonstrating earlier. Elbows tucked in by your sides. Rotator cuff, if you're not familiar, 4 smaller muscles in the shoulder area that do a lot of the stabilizing work. So you want to make sure that you're strengthening those regularly. They do tend to get impinged in certain movements like overhead reaching. So just be cautious with those kind of movements. And of course, if you have any pain in there, if you have any kind of a strain or a tear, make sure you're talking to a medical professional about that, because there's a lot of things they can do that are non-surgical to rehabilitate if you have an injured rotator cuff. Good, one more. All right, so let's go ahead and bring that band down underneath the feet. Let me see if I can get this a little lower. There we go. want you to be able to kind of get an idea of what I'm doing there. There we go. It's not all the way to my feet, but it's a little bit better. Okay. So you're hooking your band underneath your feet. Always remember to securely hook the band under the feet. Make sure that it's under your arches. It's not going to come up and snap you in the face. We don't want that. Then go ahead and grab that extra loop of band. You're going to have an even length on each side. And we're going to start with some lower back. So you're just stabilizing your shoulders back and down and leaning back. Now, when you lean back, make sure that your toes or heels don't come up. A lot of times the tendency is for those toes to lift. So make sure that doesn't happen. Keep it nice and stable there. Keep breathing through it. One more just like that. All right, then we're going to move into upper back next. So you're going to hold a halfway forward position, and we're doing rows here. Make sure it's still secured under your feet. Elbows are tucked in, and again, we're bringing shoulder blades together without tightening up the neck. And we're going back to focusing on those upper back muscles. What this is going to do is strengthen the upper back muscles and help with your posture. So if you tend to have that forward rounding of the shoulders and that tightness, that rounding of the upper back, forward head, all of those things, this will help with that, along with doing the appropriate stretches to open up through those tight areas in the front, in that chest and shoulder area. Good. And these just kind of feel good too. I like doing upper back movements. All right, let's go ahead and do some biceps. So make sure that your feet are still stable on there. You can bring your feet further apart if you feel like you need to shorten up the band, but we're just tucking in the elbows. We're just doing these guys. And again, this is just like the triceps. It's just a very small, individualized muscle movement. Keep breathing through it. We have just a couple more of these. All right, great job. Let's go ahead and crisscross over, and we are going to do our outer thigh now. So make an X with your band, and then we're doing the knee lift and tap out and in, alternating sides today. Big knee lift and tap out, knee lift and tap in. Think about the outer glute, those stabilizer muscles, that piriformis and glute medius area. This is what we're going for here. So just make sure that you're not just scooting around in your chair. You want to lift and tap out as wide as you can. Last two. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and take that band out from underneath. Now we're going back to sitting in front of the chair. We're going to do put the coat on, take the coat off, because it's a good shoulder mobility one. So doing this one, of course, please make sure it doesn't wrap around your neck or any kind of other adverse issue. If your shoulders don't like that much movement, you can do the same thing, just keeping it right in front of the body. Let's go the other way. Nice. Just two more. Great job. All right, so you can go ahead and put that band aside. We're going to stand up and come behind the chair for some lower body and balance work. As always, hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay, so let's come stand behind the chair. It's there for support if you need it, but we're just going to start with some squats. So we're going to go out to about a hip width position. Make sure you have your good posture, and then I'm going to move the chair, but just like I was talking about earlier, make sure that your knees aren't dropping in towards each other. If so, you're going to do more of that last exercise with the band. Squeeze those glutes. So as you get down at the bottom of the movement and as you're coming up, squeeze them. Make those muscles work. Make sure you're centering the weight. If you have a tendency to favor one side or the other, check your form in a mirror if you need to do that. Make sure you're not favoring one side unless you have an active injury and you need to do that. One more. All right, good. Okay, so let's step it back into a narrow stance. Again, you can still have the chair in front of you. We're just doing heel raise, toe raise. So heels up, toes up, heels up, toes up, heels, toes. One more time. Okay, good. All right, so let's do our tree pose. So again, I've got the chair off to the side, but please feel free to have it just right in front of you for the most stability. You can use it anytime you need it. And then you're going to shift your weight over onto your leg that's closest to the chair. Options for this, you can keep the toes down on the floor, you can go right below the knee, or you can go up above the knee. Then you're going to go and open as wide as you can. Now you can do whatever you'd like with your hands. It's not super important. There's all kinds of things that we can do. I'm just going to go to the traditional position at heart center, but go ahead and feel free to use the chair, or if you want to have the arms just out or forward, it's completely up to you. So lengthening through your body. Remember, your stability is over here. Your center of gravity is over here. It's not in the midline. So that helps people when they're standing on one leg. If you remember that your center of gravity is now coming up through the ankle, knee, and hip on the standing leg. You're not doing a bilateral stance right now. Extra challenge is closing the eyes. And open. Good job. All right, so we're going to do the other side. Again, you can stay right there behind the chair. I'm just going to move over to the other side. Shift over to that inside leg and either toes down, below the knee, or above the knee. We just don't want to put pressure on the knee itself. Open up as wide as you're able to. Everybody's going to have their own level of flexibility. When you're ready, again, however you'd like to position your hands. If you need to hold on to the chair with a couple fingers, totally understandable. And then again, remember your center of gravity is now here, so it's not at midline. Think about the center of gravity coming up through the ankle, knee, and hip. That'll help you to balance better. Also make sure that your arch is not collapsing in. That will help you too. And spread your toes out. Make sure you have shoes that are wide enough to let you spread your toes out like you would your fingers. Don't forget to breathe. And then final challenge, let's close the eyes. All right, good job. Go ahead and step down. All right, so I'm just going to do a couple of quick stretches to finish off with. As always, I love the downward dog, so we're going to do our modification of the downward dog here. You're going to take a step back with both feet. The goal is to press the hips back behind you, bring your ears down by your arms, and do your best to lengthen out your back, stretching the back, shoulders, hips, hamstrings, and calves. And then slowly come back up. All right, just make sure you don't stand up too quickly, and grab your hands together behind your back, rotate your shoulders back, gently lift, and we're going to do a little ear to shoulder here in case your neck is tight. Of course, always stay in pain-free range of motion. Breathing, just let yourself relax now. All the hard work is over. And switch. And then come to center and just tuck the chin down towards the collarbone. You can release the hands out if this feels like too strong of a stretch for you. And bring the head back up. All right, we are ready for our final stretch. So let go of those hands. Make sure you're standing up tall. We're going to take a great big deep breath in as you reach up. Exhale and open out. And let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale, and have an awesome day, everybody. Thank you so much. Again, there's going to be a little break in between while we're gone on our trip, but I will try to get out regularly videos to you. Now, I'm running on the assumption that Multnomah County is still going to stay open in phase 1. You know, if something happens and I can't go back to work when we go back, then that'll be a whole different story. But at this point, I'm planning on going back to work a week from Wednesday. So I won't be able to produce quite as frequently, but I know that a lot of you really enjoy these. So I'm going to try and still do it like once a week. So just FYI on that. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.